African Women at the Business Network, one. And there's a particular reason why we are here, and the reason affects all of us. It affects our sick people and all of us as a country. And the reason particularly we are here is that, one, Uganda loses about 1.9 billion in solving the issues of nutrition. And yet the solution lies in the hands of the women that are already here and outside there, because about 70% of women are involved in agriculture, from production, value addition, trade, up to bringing the food on the table. And they are involved in nutritious foods because they are growing vegetables, they are adding value to foods. They are doing so much in the whole value chain. So the issue lies within us, but also the solution lies within us. And at one, we have been very intentional in making sure that women are not just producing, but they are also they are also recognized, and they are considered, and they are visible in their spaces of production, and also they are supposed to be earning from it. So on this particular day, when we are having media convening, particularly about nutrition, we know that media has a responsibility and the ability to shape the conversation around nutrition, to shape the conversation around what can be done. As we have seen, and we all know, or not all of us know, that about 26% of children under 5 years are malnourished. Some of them are here, some of them are in peri-urban areas, and others are in the villages. And still, we know that many of us, about 73%, we cannot afford healthy food. Either we cannot afford or we do not know what a healthy food is. And still, Uganda spends money on nutrition. And the data is there, the press, we know that it is there, but I don't know why we are not promoting, or why we are not putting it out there so that the information spreads around. So we are going to see how, as media, I would like to address you that this morning that there's a gap in your space, and still the solution lies within your hands. And only 2% of news coverage addresses nutrition specifically. They can talk about women in business, they can talk about growth in economics, they can talk about how much we grow maize, how much we grow soybean, but that information that is specific to nutrition is about 2%. So I'm calling upon you this morning to be intentional in looking out to these women that are producing nutritious foods, that are intentional in making sure that everybody receives nutrition, a nutritious meal, make it more than 2%. And the nutrition stories just come as emergencies. For example, when there's Karamoja, people are dying because of nutrition, you will see all media houses in Karamoja. But how did we reach there? There was a story that started and ended up there. So I urge all of us to stop dealing with nutrition as an emergency, because even government deals with nutrition as an emergency. We become intentional on working on nutrition. And women-led agribusiness entrepreneurs have the solutions, but they are not visible. Can we put them out there Because when we put them out there that are producing nutritious foods, people will look out for them, investors will look out for them, and they will invest in them, and at the end of the day, they will grow. They will have innovations around nutrition, so everybody will be touched. Probably they will have the cost of production will go low, so that everybody is able to reach, to have a nutritious meal. And we can do it, all of us. So what gets coverage versus the cost in Uganda? You see how the coverage is so much in politics. So much, when there were campaigns, you would never call any media house to come and do anything with you. Anything. They will say, we are here, we are capturing what, but what is the impact around nutrition? What is the impact economically? There's an impact economically, but it is not as much as if we invested in that. We can see that sports takes the second position. Yes, we need the sports because it can help us be fit, help us to earn, but do you know that malnutrition can make us? We can invest in that. Then crime. I was discussing with someone out there that Okero's case has live streaming. They are discussing with him. Whatever he does is out there. We are marketing Okero that did crime. We are marketing him so much. But there's someone who has innovated around millet and has done it so well. But nobody is interviewing her until one organizes an event and they find her. So we can do that. We can do better than that. Now Okero is an important man. So around business, there's some coverage. Then in nutrition, that targeted nutrition that is able to make our babies that are in Mulago's survive, that is able to make our important children in Karamoja, even here, we are obese. What is telling us about, but I am telling you about it, but can the media help me? And we do better than this. And as a one with the Global Alliance to Improve Nutrition, we have done something around that. We have done something. We have at least worked with 200 women to make sure, within this project, to make sure that they are producing nutritious foods. People are consuming nutritious foods, and the marketing is targeting the nutritious foods. At least there's biofortified crop products that are here, even here and out there. And at least you see that nutrition, that at least vitamins are also there. You know, when someone is eating, for example, at home, I don't know whether you care when you look at your plate and say, where is the vitamin here? Where is the protein here? Where is the fat here? But we just see, matoke, mcheri, what? There's no, people really don't care about where is the vitamin, where is the protein. And we have tried to make sure there's an innovation around affordability. That porridge that has been packed in the biggest, in a sack, at least we have made some women to produce small portions that are one serving, so that someone in Katanga can afford nutritious porridge at 1,000. I don't need to buy a lot to keep in the house, but can I buy what I can take that morning? So that if I get another 1,000, I can take in the evening. And also the last mile distribution has been realized, because through the networks of farmers, aggregators, people who are in value addition, so even the distribution channel has been reduced up to the last mile, the last person. And also around dairy and protein, you know, those are areas where milk is not affordable, yogurt is not affordable, but at least some yogurts that are in small portions, some yogurts that are fortified have been realized in this project. And in schools, at least many schools, we have sampled a few schools that have received innovations around nutrition, because most schools it's either matoke, posho beans, but at least small portions of yogurt. Some ladies have produced them during this project, and they are able to have yogurts of 1,000 shillings, yogurt of 500 shillings. So digitalization and digital marketing has been a gap, especially among women, but also worse for women that have that targeted marketing around nutritious foods. At least platforms, especially there's one platform for nutritious foods, has been created within this project. And I think, and other ladies have been onboarded on different platforms, like Jumia, Uganda Investment Authority platform, so that they are seen out there. I know that when we work together and shape this conversation properly, as women in agribusiness and also the media, we shall realize that. And we have addressed this issue through the 3 A's. That is around availability, accessibility, and affordability. Someone was challenging, we're talking with a professor in Makerere University, and the complaint was, nutritious foods are not affordable. But he challenged us and said, actually nutritious foods are affordable. Don't you see that roasted maize is cheaper than a kilo of posho? And roasted maize is more nutritious than posho. So I think there it is an information gap. So we zeroed down into 3 A's, where there's availability, at least 18 plus nutritious food products have been created, or we have added onto what people have been producing. And also onboarding 200 women within 1 year to do production that is very targeting around nutrition, I think is a plus. If there were 5,000 producers of nutritious foods, now we have 5,200 producers. And within this project, we know that post-harvest losses have been affecting production so much. We are not yet there, but we have realized it through our trainings. Also, accessibility is also one of the gaps, especially around receiving nutritious food. So the last mile community has also received the nutritious food through the networks that we have created, right from a producer up to the one who is doing value addition, and it goes back to the producer. And accessibility has been also achieved in institutional supply through schools and health facilities. At least we have worked with Makerere University, we have worked with Kawempe Hospital, where children are born from the mother who is already malnourished, because we know that those hospitals deal with that are malnourished, and they also produce malnourished children. We have made sure that there's that targeted market with affordable, nutritious foods. Then digital and mobile delivery is also the option that we have considered in this project and achieved. The whole discussion also has been coming back to the affordability, where we thought that these nutritious foods are not affordable, and we have realized and informed the producers that they are actually affordable, but it's because you are packing in a sack, you're packing in 2 kilos, you're packing in 5 kilos, that makes it not affordable. Yet, if you have a portion of below 2,000, a woman in Katanga is able to have peanut butter. A woman in Katanga is able to have that yogurt of 500 shillings. And packaging also is one of the challenges in Uganda, but in this project we learned from each other through networks and trainings that you don't have to have that packaging that you're taking to capital shoppers. You can have same product, but pack it differently for that woman to afford it. And the local sourcing has improved, because now you find Yellow Star is in Frame, Chikazi is in Frame, they are in capital shoppers. So that local sourcing, we have encouraged it throughout the project. Even tomorrow we shall be in capital shoppers with other ladies visiting the top management, moving around to find out what do I need to be here as a woman in capital shoppers. So we have encouraged local sourcing, and it is happening, and I know that we shall achieve that. And why are we dealing with the media? And why should the media lead? I know that the media, you're very good at shaping the conversation in this country, or even out there. You can shape what you want the community to hear. When, I'm sorry to keep on giving an example of Okero. When Okero, when he was in court, he made a mistake. He wanted to say, yes, my Lord. He said, yes, my love. No, and it was everywhere. It was everywhere. So we are working with you because we know that you can shape the conversation. And when you shape the conversation, we are able to adopt, the community is able to adopt the healthy living. And these women will have an income, and we shall be able to have nutritious, we have a community that is having a healthy living. And I know when you shape that conversation, you will unlock investment. One, we don't have money that we can give out to the ladies to do innovation, to grow, but I know as media, if you shape that conversation towards those ladies and they are captured everywhere, they will be interested in investing in them. Who doesn't want to invest in someone that has made it happen around soybean? Who is making soya milk? So if you shape this conversation very well, I know that we shall have investments in these women. And I know Uganda globally, it can have a reputation that we are interested in. We are positioned to make sure that we influence food systems and around nutrition. And as a country, there will be an interest in investing in us. And I know that when the media shapes this conversation, we shall drive policy action. You see, when there is a time when the accidents were happening so much, when the trailers park on the road and someone comes, he's not seeing it, he knocks it. When one important person died in that form, it shaped the conversation in this country, that traffic changed, the traffic rules, and everywhere we had traffic officers. So if you take that action, I know that allocation of budgets, political will come to concentrate on nutrition. And it will also close the gap, because we know that 73% of Uganda cannot afford healthy diet. Even some of us here, because we are among the 70%, we do not afford healthy diet. And yet, I think it is affordable, but we don't know. So we have created the 200 stories. We are requesting to go and find those stories and tell the world that there's a story. There are stories that have been created around nutrition, and they have been done around women. And women that have been already there doing it, but they have been made better. So there are opportunities for media professionals. I don't know whether in Uganda, I've not seen one, those that have specialized in having that journalism that is tailored to nutrition. You find someone is interested in only politics, or someone is interested in gender, or you find someone is interested in business. There is an opportunity for you to, as journalists, to look out to be part of having nutrition journalism and having opportunities to create impact. I know that we can do that, but maybe we didn't know, but I am here to inform you that it can happen. You can create content as bloggers about nutrition. We can do that on TV stations and prints. We can do that. You will earn from that as a journalist, but it will also create impact. And our call, as me and as a one, I request that you commit to have regular nutrition coverage. And I know that when we do that, we will achieve. Let's have broadcasts around nutrition. And I request that you feature WINS SMEs in business coverage. Let them showcase their businesses. That's my request. And join the Nutrition Media Network, access story, pictures, data, and all the content that is around this project. And let us be amplified on social media. So this morning, as an organization and as a woman, I can see that even the women journalists are not so many, but I can see there are about 2 here. I salute you this morning, well done. But if we can have more that participate in this media, I know that we will work with emotions as women, and we want to achieve that. So with all this, I want to thank you and thank you for coming, and I pray that this information that we have shared or that I have shared this morning, it will not stay in the camera or it will not stay in the books. I urge you that you publish it out there so that the information is received. Thank you very much.
Before you leave, can we just put on all the lights, because you're a bit in the dark because of the projector. So I'm requesting that we just put on all the lights. You can just make another comment for the media when you're visible in your glory. So now they're happy. So you talk.
Uganda version. ayogere ne bwana bayogera nga lukutufu lumenyefu naye nga Luganda.
Okay.
Don't fear, you can mix and match. Yeah? Oh yeah, we go.
Okay. Let me first make it in English.
Okay.
So, morning, I want to welcome you once again to this media convening that is targeting nutrition because of the problem that is at hand, where we have about 1.9 trillion that is spent in this country to be able to solve malnutrition issues, yet the solution lies in our hands. So I call upon you, the media, to shape the conversation around nutrition, to make sure that we are able to achieve healthy diet as Ugandans. Thank you very much. Business nutrition ate mbaniriza nti mujje mu shaping a conversation
You mix.
Oh, nyini.
Conversation egenda otuyamba okuleetera abantu b'abana Uganda okutandika ku investinga mu nutrition oba emmere egasa emibiri gyaffe ate abakyala mbeebaza